Okay, Diabetes family, welcome back to another amazing show. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to do 2 cups of chickpeas, garbanzo beans, however you want to say it, but it's going to be 2 cups. And it has to be dried. If you want to use can, but we're going to go al natural and do dried. And we're going to add those to the Instapot. And then we're going to go with 4.5 cups of water into the Instapot. We're going to set our settings. And if you want full instructions on how to prepare your garbanzo beans, check out my video I did on the hummus. So as you can see, we have our ingredients. We have our portobello mushrooms. We have our liquid smoke. We have our paprika, smoked paprika. We have our liquid aminos. We have our cumin. We have our 4 cloves of garlic. And did I say liquid smoke? Yes, we're just going to use a smidgen of liquid smoke. Just a little bit, not a lot. Now for this next step, you don't necessarily need a knife, but I'm just being extra, so I like to sharpen my knife. It just looks good on film. I'm sorry. But we're just gonna cut the stems off of the portobello mushrooms, but we're gonna keep the stems. We're not gonna throw them away. We're going to use the stems as well. I just wanna give it like the steak strip type of look and feel to it. So as you can see, everything is all done and we are ready to put it in the bag. Now, you may be asking yourself, why are you putting these portobello mushrooms in the bag? Well, you know, when you season your meat and do it overnight, we're going to do the same thing with these portobello mushrooms. We're going to put them in the bag and we're going to add all of the seasonings that you seen in the beginning into the bag. So now we have our 4 cloves of garlic and we're going to slice these up nice and thin. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to give it that nice garlicky flavor, You don't want to stick it in whole because it's not going to have the effect. I like to break everything up and make sure it has that nice taste and aroma, into the bag. Once we have everything nice and sliced up, we are going to add the garlic to the bag, just like that there. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cumin, a tablespoon of garlic, a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a tablespoon of turmeric, and just a little bit of liquid smoke. A little bit of liquid smoke goes a long way. We're going to add that to the bag, and we cannot forget to close it and move it around. Make sure the air is in it to move it around. We're going to take the air out of the bag and then press on it and make sure all the juices get infused into the portobello mushrooms, just like that there. And we are going to add it to the refrigerator and let it marinate. Now that the garbanzo beans are done, we are going to run cold water over into the colander to make sure it stops cooking. And then we're going to give it a nice little rinse, just like that. Now that we got done doing everything that we needed to do with the garbanzo beans, we are going to put this in a container and let it chill for a minute. So now we are going to start our quinoa. This is going to be a curry quinoa. And we're going to do about 2 cups of quinoa. I'm doing 2 cups because I like to have my meal preps ready for the next week. And then we're going to add it to the Instapot. And then we are going to add some tomato bouillon. We're going to add a tablespoon of tomato bouillon. And then we're going to add about a half a tablespoon of curry. And then we're going to add a tablespoonful of turmeric. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now that we got everything into the container, we are going to add about 3.5 cups of water. We're going to give it a nice little stir. We're going to add warm water just to make sure everything is nice and dissolved, so we don't have any clumps, have that any type of issue. And then we're going to add it to the Instapot. And we're done. We're going to close the top and we're done. Now for this next step, we're going to make our sauce that's going to go onto our gyro, however you want to say it. So we're going to use this type of top for our food processor. We're not going to use the bottom blade because the bottom blade is just going to make it all mushy, and this is going to give it that airy type of feel to it. And we're going to do 3 cucumbers in here, and see how it's just not all mushed together. It just gives it that airy type of look. That's what the look that you want to go for. Some people will use the bottom blade, but I highly recommend that you don't use the bottom blade just for this reason, and you'll see why once everything is all blended up and ready to go. And voila, ladies and gentlemen, we are all done, and you see how it is nice and beautiful. So this next step is we're going to grab a cheesecloth. Now you can get these cheesecloths at your local stores. If you can't find them at the local store, you can get it at Amazon. So we're going to add our cucumbers to the cheesecloth, and you know what's going to happen next. We're going to fold it up nice and tight so nothing gets out but the moisture, and we're going to try to get as much moisture out of these cucumbers as possible, because this is going to be the sauce and we don't want it too watery. So see how much water and juice comes out of this. I mean, it just amazes me. You dare me to drink it? I think I'm going to drink it. Yeah, I'm going to drink it. It's cucumber water, people, and it is amazing. You feel me? So we already have the dill already chopped up, and we have the garlic already chopped up as well. These are going to be the other 2 ingredients that we are going to add to the bowl. And look how beautiful and rich that green is with the dill and going with the garlic. I mean, this sauce, people, it is so good. You definitely have to try it. And when you do, drop something in the comments for your boy. Let me know how it is. So we're going to add the cucumbers to the bowl, and then we're going to add the dill, and we're going to add the garlic. Now, traditionally, you would use Greek yogurt, but we are going to use cashew yogurt because it's what? It is a plant-based dish, and we need to use plant-based yogurt, people. So what we're going to do is we're going to do about 6 tablespoons or more of cashew yogurt. Now you want to give it a nice little stir, but I've done this recipe so many times, I kind of eyeball it, and if it doesn't look and feel like the consistency that I'm looking for, I will always add more. So rule of thumb is just add just a little bit of yogurt. You can always add more. You know what I'm saying? You just don't want to add too much. So if you're new to this, just a little bit at a time. So that way you can get the right consistency that you are looking for. We're kind of looking for something that is thick but still creamy. You know what I'm saying? Just like this. And then we're going to add 1 lime, give it a nice little squeeze. But before that, we're going to give it a massage so we can get all the juices and everything out. And of course, we use our little mechanism. Don't know the name of it. I'll just call it a lemon squeezer. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. And we're just going to squeeze 1/2 lime into this. It's going to give it that nice zesty flavor. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are all done. We are going to add it to a nice glass container, and we're going to put it into the fridge, put a top on it, and we are going to head to our next step. This recipe is so easy and it's so quick to make for your family. And about the time that we put our sauce in the refrigerator, we are ready to take the portobello mushrooms out. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to add our portobello mushroom pieces into the pot on medium heat. I usually start off in high heat and then I just go down to medium heat. So we're going to give it a nice char. So what you're going to want to do is cook these portobello mushrooms for about 1.5 minutes, maybe 2 minutes on each side, and it's going to give you that nice charred look. And voila, look at that. It is starting to take form. It is starting to give that beautiful color. The kitchen is smelling amazing. I mean, I wish I can share this meal with each and every one of you guys. And don't forget, add some olive oil because these portobello mushrooms don't have any fat in them and they'll just dry out. So make sure you add just a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil. And look how beautiful and rich this color looks, ladies and gentlemen. I just love doing this. And I love doing this for you guys. And I really hope that you guys, do and use this recipe and cook for your families because it is a healthy and it tastes amazing. I can't stress it enough. It is so good for you. Do you know how many friends and family members I have tricked into thinking that this was some type of meat? I've tricked so many people, and it's crazy because I usually don't tell people what I'm making them. They just trust me that it's going to taste great, and I get no complaints. Okay, family, portobello mushrooms done. Garbanzo beans cooling. Sauce done. Now the rice or quinoa is done. Look at how golden this is. So now we are ready to make the hummus, baby. My favorite part. So with this hummus, we're going to add some dill. We're going to add some lime. We're going to add some garlic with some chili flakes and some chili lime seasoning. I mean, I'm excited. So right now we're gonna do 1/4 cup of tahini. And then with that, we're going to do 1/4 cup of olive oil. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't stress this enough on how important it is to use fresh ingredients when you're cooking. I know it can take a little bit longer, but the food tastes so much better with the colors, the taste, the textures, everything. So use fresh ingredients, ladies and gentlemen, and thank me later. Now we are going to add the blade to the food processor. And we're going to start adding our ingredients inside the food processor. This is like my favorite part. So we're going to add the garbanzo beans, and then we're going to add the tahini sauce. And we cannot forget about the olive oil. We're going to add our 4 or 5 cloves of garlic, depending on how garlicky you want it. I like it garlicky, so we're going to add 5 cloves of garlic. And we're going to squeeze a lime, 1/2 lime, to give it that nice zest that it deserves. Now with this part, we're just going to add our dill. Try to keep, depending on how strong your food processor is, try to keep the bigger stems out of it because it could jam your food processor up. So I'm just being very cautious when it comes to this because I've had food processors in the past where just a little bit could jam it up. So And then we're going to add just a little bit of water. And of course, we're going to add our chili lime seasoning. This, oh my God, this sets everything off. It just gives it that nice tangy, zingy, zangy type of flavor. And then we're going to add our chili flakes. And that's it. With hummus, you can do so many different types of combinations. That's why I love hummus so much. All right, and we are done, ladies and gentlemen, just like that. I didn't like the taste too much. I needed just a little bit more Himalayan salt, not regular salt, Himalayan salt. Yes, Himalayan salt. I'm gonna keep saying it, ladies and gentlemen. Get you some Himalayan pink salt. So I'm gonna put the top back on, give it a nice little blend, make sure everything is nice and fused. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to dress our bowl with this wonderful tasting hummus. And like I said before, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you guys were here so I could just feed you. You know what I'm saying? Like, this tasted amazing. So make sure you want to smooth everything out. And we're going to do this for a reason. We're going to smooth everything out. And then once we get everything nice and smooth, we're going to take the back piece, our back part of our spoon, and we're going to make nice little grooves. Now, this technique, once you put the olive oil on the inside, it just has somewhere to go. It just doesn't sit and rest on top. It's just inside the grooves. Just like that there, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that there. Now with this next step, I'm just using the chili flakes, I'm using the chili lime seasoning, and the rest of my dill. And I'm just dressing up the bowl nice and pretty so it just looks good. You feel me? But if you guys made it this far, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for taking the time and watching my channel. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you eat good, you live good, and you feel good. And don't forget to tune in, tell a friend, and subscribe to Diabetes Kitchen. Holla at your boy. Enjoy the rest of the show. And I'll see you next week. And I'm out this. Peace.